My dad's wife's dad was an interesting fella. He was, I think, 4'11", had his ginger hair.
Okay.
He was the number one moonshiner in the state of Georgia. My great grandfather was like a revenuer, someone who broke up moonshine stills back in 100 million years ago.
Yeah.
He was the number one person he was after, right? Fiery guy, interesting guy, sweetest guy ever. But he'd take his moonshine money and buy land. So by the time he died, he owned something like 500 acres of land, several very profitable chicken houses where he raised chicken for poultry, some sons that worked with him. And I guess when he passed, my dad went to the reading of the will, and the will said, this is the way I want it. And if you complain, you get $1. And then here's who gets what. And I was like, that's exactly like this fella who ran around on this is the way I want it. And if you complain, you get $1. I don't know if you can legally write that in a will.
You know, I heard from someone the other day, we were talking kind of about this, but we were talking about they had a second home, right? A vacation home. And he has, I think, 3 kids. And I said, how have you thought about this for your estate plan in terms of, you know, that secondary home is, you know, it's like a Big Bear house or an Arrowhead house, something like that. And he said, well, I'm leaving it to the 3 of them and they own it equally. But if any one of them doesn't want it, then their share, the cash value of their share is far less than the share of the property. So they either get along, or if they want, it stipulates in his estate plan that, great, then you get like half of what your share of the property is actually worth. And he said, that's how I've dealt with it. If they want the cash, they can have the cash and it comes out of the estate that I'm leaving them, but it's a much smaller amount. And that way there's no bickering. I've taken care of it for them and they can not like me for it. And that's okay. They're getting cash in their hand and they can't complain too much. Right. So there are all sorts of things that you can write in, whatever you want.
That's so funny.
To deal with it. Which I'd never heard of that one before, but I thought it was interesting.
If you complain, you get $1.
Yeah.
It's like, of course he wrote that. Of course he did. You get $1. So no one complained.
Yeah.
And they took what he gave them and no one complained because, I have to tell you, this family is a real spitfire.
Yeah.
His brother's kids had such a feud. He was still living to watch his brother's kids feud. Literally, I am not joking. They were driving through town shooting at each other.
Wow.
This was in the 80s. This was not in the 1880s. This was when I was in high school.
Wild.
Where they were trying to kill each other over this inheritance. Insane. People are insane.
Insane. Yeah.
And for what? I don't get it. I'd much rather it just be, you know, if you complain, you get $1. That's much better. Very clean.
Yeah.
No bloodshed.
Makes it easy. Yeah. I love that.